this man Avram is the Baal Tshuva. Avram grew up in Germany. He's a German guy. This man is a German guy. And he grew up in Germany with his mother. His mother told him that his father had died. He was an orphan. He grew up with his mother. And they had a very good relationship. He began to study in the German college about the Holocaust. And he found the Holocaust very interesting. So he decided one day he's going to fly to Israel. He's going to go to this place called Yad Vashem that talks about the Holocaust. And he went to Yad Vashem and he studied it. And he fell in love with Israel and he fell in love with Judaism. And he ended up becoming a ger. He became a ger and he was very, very excited. They read him a shidduch, a very nice girl, also a ger. And it came to the day of their chuppah and he invited his mother from Germany to come. And she wasn't anti-Jews or whatever. She came and he sat down, like before the wedding, they had a couple of hours. He said, Mom, I'm getting married. You never talked to me about Dad, about Papa. Who was he? How did he die? What did he used to do? She goes, it's your wedding day. Let's not talk about Papa. He said, no, I'm getting married. I'd like to know who my father was. She said, well, if you really want to know the truth, Papa never died. He said, excuse me? He said, Papa didn't die. Oh, you're divorced? He goes, no, I'm not divorced. So where's Papa? He says, Papa's in prison. For so long? Forever. So what do you mean Papa's in prison forever? He says, well, you're German, and Papa was in the Nuremberg trials. He was a Gestapo agent, and he killed thousands and thousands of Jews. He was found guilty, and he was put into prison for life. You can't imagine this Avram, who became a Jew, became a ger, because he studied what the Holocaust, what the Nazis did to us, to be told that day of his wedding that his father was one of those Nazis was beyond him. But it was his wedding day, and he handled it, and he told his mother, Ma, let's forget that we ever had this discussion. I don't want to ever hear his name again. I don't want to ever hear about it. He got married. She went back to Germany. A few years later, his mother calls him. He said, Avram, you got to come to Germany now. He says, why? She said, Papa is dying. He only has a couple of weeks left. He's dying, and I think you need to make peace with him for yourself. He said, Ma, I am not going to meet a man who killed Jews. I am not interested. Let him rot. She said, listen to me. I'm your mother. You need to make peace. You say whatever you want to say to him. You need to make peace. He said, on one condition. I want to take my 2 children with me. I want to show my Papa, that Nazi Gestapo, I want to show him that he didn't destroy the Jewish nation. I want him to see his Jewish grandchildren with little payas. I want him to see that the Jews will live forever. She said, no problem, bring your children. So, he takes his 2 children, he goes to this German jail where his father is dying. He walks into the room, this German man is sitting there. This boy sits down, Avram sits down with his 2 children, and he's just looking at his father. For 20 minutes, they don't say one word. All of a sudden, Avram jumps up. You murderer! You killer! You disgusting, exclusive human being! I have my peace. I see your face. I hope you rot in Gehenna. But I have to ask you something. What did you ever do to deserve to have 2 grandchildren like this? You're a murderer, you're a killer, you're a cold-blooded Nazi. Why would Hashem give you 2 grandchildren like this? This Nazi, Yimach Shemai, looks at his son Avram and says the following. I was a Gestapo agent. Our job was to round up Jewish children and Jewish men and women and kill them. We came to a town in Poland. We went house to house. We pulled all the Jews out, all the women, all the children, all the fathers. We put them into the center of the town and we shot them all. So my commandant said to me, you know what? We never checked the barn behind that house. Go, check the barn, make sure there's no one hiding there. He said, I walked into that barn, I opened the door, and I saw out of my right eye that in the corner there were 2 sets of little eyes under a haystack. And I knew right away, I could see it was a little girl and a little boy. And I don't know why to this day, I turned around and I closed the door and I walked away. If you want to know why I have 2 grandchildren like this, it's because I saved 2 Jewish children. I could have had them both killed, and I don't know why I didn't. If a Nazi murderer with Jewish blood on his hand, his reward is to have 2 beautiful Jewish grandchildren and a son that's Jewish because he saved 2 Jewish children. Alachas kama v'kama, the reward for a Jewish person who saves Hashem's children. Take it on yourself this year. Give your time. It doesn't have to be an organization. It's your cousins that aren't religious. It's your friends, it's your aunts, it's your uncles. Look into your own family. Bring 2 sets of eyes back to Hashem. 2 little children. The reward for this Nazi was to have grandchildren like this. Imagine the reward for your children and grandchildren.